What is up, everybody? Today we are outside of Eataly. This is the world famous Eataly that exists in all other parts of the country, but this is actually the first location in the state of Florida here at Aventura Mall. It is just behind me. They had their grand opening yesterday, June 12th. Today it is the first full day of opening. They opened yesterday at 3 p.m. They opened today at their usual 8:30 a.m. time. And if you guys are not familiar with Eataly, there's a marketplace inside where you can buy different ingredients, produce and stuff, cheese, anything to make pasta, pizza that originates from Italy. They also have different counters, cafe, and 2 flagship restaurants that we're actually gonna go dine at one of them and get to try out their food, see what it's all about, give you guys all the price points of this place. By the way, Eataly stands for Eat Italian. It started in 2007 in, obviously, Italy, then expanded across the states. They have location in New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, and I'm happy to announce that now we have one here in Florida, here in South Florida, Aventura Mall. So without further ado, let's go check out Eataly and see if it is worth visiting and just give my overall thoughts on the place. All right, we're gonna go ahead and check out Eataly. This is the first location in all of Florida. Right off the bat, we see there's these cool little shopping carts that you can go ahead and grab because they do have a marketplace area. I'm going to show you guys the map right over there. You can either get a cart or a simple basket, you know, like a grocery store. So we are now entering at level 2. There are 2 floors here. So we can see there's the flagship restaurants on both sides over here. And then there's different like grab and goes and counters. And then we obviously have the marketplace right in front of us. Really cool option of flowers over here. So you can get small, 30 bucks, medium 40, large 50. Vegetables and fruits, produce as well, but you'd find in a usual supermarket. I'm not sure how the prices compare to other places like Publix, for example. But I'm going to show you guys a couple of the price points as we walk along the market. They've got so much chocolate here to choose from. For example, these are all from Italy, as you would imagine. Torino is actually where this place got its start, Italy, in 2007, and then it moved to the States. So we can see some real Italian chocolate, extra dark chocolate for $9.99. See different brands and different offerings here, all $9.99 it seems, some for $10.99. Then we got dark chocolate boxes over here for $19.99. Heading into the dairy area, or I guess where you would also find some juices such as orange juice from Natalie's. I've seen this in other places before, other supermarkets and restaurants. They are local, as the sign up there implies. So this is essentially, as I mentioned, like a supermarket. You can see the shopping carts are being used to restock right now, but you can just grab one and walk around like a traditional supermarket. They've got your standard milk. They've got almond milk, they've got eggs. Let's check the egg price. That's been a hot topic lately. So these are $5.99 for a dozen eggs. And then you got the organic eggs that are $7.99. This is a half gallon is $5.29, and then $7.79 for this almond milk. Oat milk is $4.99. So you can actually see all of the cheeses and where they originated from. So they're obviously all milk type cow. Some just say cow, some say raw cow, and then the place of origin. I think that's really, really cool. So you know exactly where they are sourced from. Heading into sort of the middle section where we have the dairy, the cheese. We also have some prosciutto as well. 24-month prosciutto, $40 a pound. So this specifically is $14.80. $12.96 for this one, for example. It wouldn't be an Italian place without pasta. And here we have a pasta kit that you can actually, this is a kit for 4, by the way, that you can purchase, and it has everything you need down to the sauce that you can just grab and pay for it and take it home and then make it yourself. It has the instructions right there at the bottom. And this will run you $30. We've also got different kinds over here, like pasta al pomodoro. Also a kit for 4. Oh my god, I've always wanted to see these in real life. They've got cheese wheels. These are only for display, but you can actually buy an entire cheese wheel, as you guys can see here. And here's where you can actually order all of your meat fresh. You can also buy dry pasta noodles as well. $13 a pound for the bottom one. Actually, I think they're all $13 a pound. God, there is so much here. You can actually just sit down here at the counter and have a glass of wine. You can see them preparing it not too far away from where you'll be sitting. Oh, they have a scale here, so you can buy pieces of chocolate as well by weight. I'll show you guys. So it's $14 every quarter pound. So you just take the bag, choose your chocolates. You can mix as much as you'd like, and then you just weigh it and pay at checkout. And they have these handy bags here, so you can fill them up with as much chocolate as you want. Let's take a look at one of them. Cremino Pistachio is one of them. Cremino Cafe. We're now in our spreads section. So for example, we have hazelnut spread with cocoa right over here. That's $19. Again, you're getting like the highest quality, I imagine, of any ingredient that you find here. So I do expect the price to be a little bit more expensive than what you'd find at a traditional supermarket. There's another hazelnut spread with cocoa. This is what I'm most excited about, the sauce section, because when you're making pasta at home, you want the highest quality pasta. And here we see a bunch of jars of pasta, $9.99 for example. Here we've got these that are a little bit smaller. They're $11.99. You can even buy tomatoes, a can of tomatoes, stuff you would not really see, at least as far as where it's sourced and branded from Italy, you would not see in your normal supermarket. We're now in our dry pasta section. So you've got the sauce, or you probably do it the other order, get the pasta first and then the sauce. But basically you can buy your dry pastas here. For example, these, the penne pastas are $7.99 for that bag. You got fettuccine for $9.99 over here. Really cool box that you could just take home and make yourself. And you got all kinds of shapes and strands, $8.99. All right, we're now walking through the wine section. So you've got your pasta that you want to make at home, your sauce and everything. Now you want to pair it with the wine. And they have an extensive selection of wines to choose from. It's honestly overwhelming, but I'm honestly not familiar with much of these wine bottles and stuff. But we got some here that are behind the glass over here. And then you've got all different types of wine to choose from. So those of you who drink wine probably recognize all of these signs or are familiar with it. Then in that case, this makes sense to you. I'll give you guys some pricing on some of these. For example, this is $58.99, $110. Again, I don't know what to compare these to because I am not a wine drinker, but for those of you familiar with these, for example, this one is $59.99, $83.99. We got some from Central Italy. I recognize that because it's pretty clear what it means. But here are all the price points. You can also get chilled beer, which I did not expect to see, and also chilled wine. So these beers are actually pretty interesting. I've never heard of any of these. So this is $7.99. It's a Rosa Red Ale. They've got IPAs as well over here, for example. $9.99 for this, $15.99 for the bigger Rosa Red Ale. How did I completely miss this? So we're talking about making like pasta, spaghetti, fettuccine, but you can also make a pizza. They've got everything for you guys. You can obviously order it already made from one of the counters, but you can also buy everything you need to make it at home. So for example, the pizza dough is $6.79. They have Italian coffee, different kinds. They have this espresso box here, which is one of the pods that you can use on those Keurig machines, for example. $9.99 for this with 10 pods. You've got different kinds of coffees that you can choose from. This is green tea actually. $15.99 for Italian green tea. And then you've got all different kinds of teas and coffees here. You can also go over here and order it yourself, and they'll make it for you right there, fresh Italian coffee. And pretty much we walk this way. They've got all kinds of pastries.
Do your TikTok, bro.
YouTube. So here you can actually order gelato, and I'll show you guys the different options that they have to choose from. They've got hazelnut, they've got pistachio, coconut, dark chocolate, vanilla bourbon, caramel, chocolate chip, coffee. You can even see the coffee beans right there. Sweet milk, sour cherry, passion fruit, wild strawberries, mango, Amalfi lemon, and Sicilian mandarin. Really, really cool. A small cup is $7.90, $9.90 for medium, and $10.90 for large. So if you want to know where to find Eataly, because this mall is the largest in all of Florida, look for the Equinox. It's on the 3rd floor, and then Eataly is literally straight ahead over there. You can actually just use the parking garage that's attached to the Equinox and come through these doors, and you'll be right inside. All right. I just took like an hour break. We're now going back to Eataly to go try one of the 2 flagship restaurants that they have, because it would be a pointless trip if we don't eat at Eataly. And then we'll talk a little bit about the location itself. All right, our restaurant of choice out of the 2 is La Pizza and La Pasta. I had to make a reservation for it, so let's go ahead and check it out. It just opened at 11. All right, I have just gotten seated here. Lovely server already offered me Prosecco. I think it's on the house. Thank you.
Have you dined in any of our locations before?
No, it's the first time actually, yeah.
Okay, that's exciting. We actually opened yesterday. Today's our 2nd day.
Yeah, you guys opened at 3. How was that?
It was hectic. It was a bunch of people at the beginning. It died down a little, and then it went back up around 8 and 9.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it was super busy. Yeah.
Really? You guys were packed in here too?
Yes.
Good, that's good to hear.
There's a line outside. It was really nice.
Oh, wow.
The menu is going to be inspired by the traditional Italian cuisine.
Yeah.
And we have pasta fresca and pasta seca. Pasta fresca is pasta that's made in-house every day. And pasta seca is going to be al dente. Al dente means to the tooth. So that means that the pasta is going to have like a bite to it.
Right.
Okay. And my favorite one is the tagliatelle bolognese. If you like meat.
Okay.
And then from pasta seca, definitely the cacio pepe. Traditional pasta is going to be with black pepper and pecorino. And our pizzas are going to be traditional Napolitana made with rosso pomodoro sauce. My favorite ones are the quattro formaggio, which is the 4 cheese. This one right here, the tartufata, which is mushroom cream and actual mushrooms, and a truffle cream, and also the diavola. That's going to have hot honey and spicy salami.
Oh, wow. That sounds really good.
Yeah. Can I start you off with anything? We do have some appetizers right here. We have some bread, we have focaccia, we also have arancini, which is crispy rice balls with pork and beef ragu.
I'll start with this one.
The palermitana is gonna be focaccia, but that one's gonna have tomato sauce on top. You want a plain focaccia or focaccia with cheese and tomato?
Cheese and tomato, please. Yeah.
You got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that was cool. I got to ask about their grand opening, which is yesterday. Today's their full first day of opening, which yesterday they opened at 3, today at their usual 8:30 a.m. And we got to get a little bit of an overview of the menu with the server. But I just want to show you guys the prices of stuff here. So you can see patata frita is $11. Burrata a la caprese is $27.50. Gave you guys a little close-up. I got some of the bread right here. It's a little bit hard to see because of the lighting. So that was $9.50. And of course, at the back, last but not least, we have the various wine options, as well as a selection of cocktails that they have here. All of them, well, they start at $17 and go up to $20. So I don't think that's too bad. All right.
Prosecco, Magora from Venezuela.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we just got our Prosecco here. Let's go ahead and give it a try. It feels like very, very formal, but also informal. I'm here with my camera bag and microphone and everything, so. That's wonderful. So I do think that is on the house. I'm not sure if that's standard. I can ask if that's standard for when you just show up here. They give you like a welcome Prosecco, but I'll take it. We just got the focaccia. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Which is the $9.50 option right at the very front of the menu. And take a look at that. Fresh cheese on top. It's got tomatoes, oregano. Obviously, you got the crust there. It is bread. This is our appetizer. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. All right, let's try this out. Oh my God, it is so thick. Look at all that bread. There's so much cheese on this. It is so good. Look at that. There is so much bread on there, but it's so good. The cheese definitely stands out. I didn't think it would with that much bread, but... And then there's a light sauce you guys can see there. Really, really good. All right, so this is their Hemingway cocktail, which is, of course, rum-based. And it does have a lime in there, as you guys can see that right there. Really, really good looking. Let's go ahead and try it. Oh, that is really, really good. Ooh, it's like I'm in the tropics. It's not strong at all. You do taste the rum. It does hit you, but it is quickly overpowered by everything else that's in this, which I have no idea what else is mixed in here other than the wedge of lime that is inside of there that I can see. But it is overall a refreshing cocktail. I was debating on getting the Negroni because I've always wanted to try it, but it's like a bitter cocktail, and I just don't feel like ruining this great experience with something that I'm not gonna like. So I'll try that on my own time, but the Hemingway cocktail, highly recommended. I already had one of the, I guess, managers or someone from management come up and ask if everything's okay, and then took my Prosecco glass away when I was done. So they're very attentive, especially on the first day. So I'm gonna go ahead, sit back and enjoy this before our main entree comes. All right, we just got our main entree, the Bolognese. This is a meat-based kind of pasta. I've tried this in other places, so good thing is I can compare it to what I've had before. But just give you guys a quick view of it. It does have more of that shaved cheese on top that we saw here on our appetizer. So let's go ahead and dig in. First time ever trying any kind of food here other than the appetizer we just had at Eataly, first location in Florida. All right, without further ado. Okay. Might actually need more cheese. I told the lady no more cheese because it looked like a lot, but it just quickly disappeared in this really, really hot pasta. It is really good. I'll give it that. Oh. I probably should have ordered wine, but you know, nothing wrong with a little cocktail at 11:30 in the morning. By the way, I was monitoring the reviews on Google for this place, just Eataly in general, and someone gave it a 1-star because they weren't serving alcohol at 9 in the morning. They said the bar was closed at 9 in the morning. That was the reason for their 1-star. But that's a little harsh. Like, they have really great, what I assume is really great Italian coffee here. Get coffee, it's the morning, and then get your cocktail when they open. What is this video?
Very good?
Really, really good. I'll take you up on the cheese if you have.
Of course, definitely. Okay.
Thank you. Staff is very attentive, by the way. Very, very excellent. It is the first full day, so they want this place to succeed. But I don't doubt that the staff will still be great 2, 3, 5, 6 months down the road when they've already been established here for some time.
Is it one of the best that you tried, or?
It is.
Yeah?
It is really good. I've only had it at one other place before, so that's what I'm comparing it to.
Or more.
Just a little more.
No, you tell me. That's okay.
There's good.
It's one of my favorite pastas too because it gets me full.
Yeah. Yeah, it's heavy on the sauce and the meat as well. Just added more cheese into our pasta, just like, I hate to say it, just like Olive Garden. I guess any other pasta place where they tell you to let them know when to stop and you just want to keep that cheese going and going and going. Well, I can't say I didn't like it because I definitely cleaned that plate up and I'm going to continue. It was excellent. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Cocktails got really strong towards the end, but I am also done with it and I'm going to probably take this home with me.
Hi.
So this is a tiramisu, right?
That one is a tiramisu.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
Enjoy, sir.
Thank you so much. All right, I did not expect this to be the scene here, but it looks so good. That was absolutely eventful. I did not expect that. People next to me were like in amazement, but that is absolutely crazy. Let's go ahead and try it out. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is so good. It's a lot, but it's so worth it. Look at how spread out it got once you remove that plastic around it. All right, we got the final check. So as you guys can see, the Hemingway was $17. My appetizer was $9.50.
Are you finished?
Yes, sir. Thank you. The bolognese, however you pronounce it, entree was $29.50 and the dessert was $16. So we got a subtotal of $72 and all in all $77.05. Not too bad. I was the only person eating here. It does say 2 guests, but it's just me. Oh my god, look at how busy it got. Alright, we just ate at that restaurant, which was really excellent, but I want to see, and now they have some cheese samples that they didn't have when we got here early. We got here, like, by the way, like at 10 in the morning. So now we're able to sample one of the cheese wheels we saw earlier in the video. Thank you.
Of course.
Really cool. Right at the entrance too. Definitely got a lot busier than when we first got here at 10 in the morning. We just left Eataly. I had such a great time. By the way, the first floor, I'm told, is where they'll have cooking classes. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay. You can also, this is obviously where you learn to make food, but there's also gonna be a wine tasting classes. And on the second floor is where they have the marketplace, the counters, the restaurants, and just the overall experience. So we have our little to-go bag. It says, took a quick trip to Italy, Torino, Italia. That is exactly where Eataly got its start in 2007. You guys can see there, founded by Oscar Farinetti. Eataly baggage here. I've got a little bit of my leftover bread from the appetizer. But overall, this was such a great experience. I know it is the first full day of them opening and they have to be nice to you because they want the place to succeed. But I sense some kind of genuineness in the people working there, especially the server. I was well taken care of. I felt super comfortable. I get very anxious making these videos in public. Some of you guys may already know that. If you don't, I get very anxious, and that really put me at ease. The fact that I was able to comfortably talk on camera while ordering my food and eating my food, I did not feel a sense of discomfort there. So they took care of me. Very great staff. The marketplace was really filled up with different kinds of items from Italy that you can buy and make it at home. By the way, they told me in the restaurant that all of the stuff on the menu there can be purchased, the ingredients can be purchased in the marketplace just outside, so you can go ahead and pretty much try to make all the stuff on the menu at home just by buying the ingredients at the marketplace. So yeah, will I be back at Eataly? Well, there's one more restaurant that I have to check out on my own, probably take my girlfriend on a date there. But overall, I would probably pay more attention to the marketplace as opposed to going there. Just maybe when I feel like having a fancy Italian dinner, I'll go back. But I think the marketplace will get a lot more use out of me than the restaurants will. But that's just me. I had a great time. The food is really excellent. I highly recommend checking out Eataly. I hope it succeeds. They have the upper hand of having a global destination of Aventura Mall. A lot of people from Europe, other parts of the world come out to this mall just because it is the biggest in the state. With that said, let me know if you've ever been to an Eataly back home. Let me know what you think about Eataly here in Aventura, and if you're local, whether you'll even pay mind to it. With that said, this is me signing off from Aventura Mall with my Eataly to-go bag. Hit the like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.